Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is another update on the felony stalking charges that have been filed against me by the Vermilion County Prosecutor's Office. And then after that, I want to give some people an update on the Vigo County case that I just took a deferral agreement on. I want to explain what that means and kind of the ins and outs of that agreement that ultimately saw the Vigo County Prosecutor's Office drop a warrant for my arrest just 2 days ago. So, first off, I want to tell you guys a little bit about what happened with the Vermilion County Prosecutor's Office giving me a phone call. So, I just received a phone call from the Vermilion County Prosecutor's Office. This is the same agency that has filed the bogus stalking charges against me for investigating a local city government. When the person called, I failed to start recording immediately, so I'll fill in the blanks between what I did record and, what I didn't record. So what I didn't record was that Nina Alexander, she's a prosecuting attorney with the Vermilion County Prosecutor's Office. She told me that their office has been told that I was looking to set up an appointment to discuss what the prosecutor was trying to do with my case, which is true. I told the judge and the prosecutor this in court, and the prosecutor raised no objection to it in court, so I assumed this was okay. When the prosecution did call me, Nina Alexander told me that she did not want to talk to me alone, and the reason that she gave me was that she did not want to violate my rights. I tried to tell her that she had already done that enough. She need not worry about doing it anymore. At this point, doing it more would just kind of, who really cares, right? I'm kidding, by the way, but that was what I told her. I said, who cares? She said she didn't want to talk to me in a room alone or have me in a room with any member of the Vermilion County prosecution team, because even though I told her I was pro se, she seemed far too worried that my rights would be violated if left alone with any of those people. So again, she refused to speak to me any further and hung up. And I do sympathize with power addicts that have wrapped their heads around their addiction. Obviously, she understands that left to her own devices in a room alone with me, she would obviously violate my rights pretty damn good. But, and that does seem a little ridiculous to me. But I want to show you guys a phone call that we have recorded. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the screen. There we go. Here we go. Hold on. Why don't you want to talk to me in person? Any conversations that we have with you. And that is how that ended. Well, I'm sorry if that was a little bit, or that is a little bit weird. It will stop the screen. But that's what she said to me, right? She was so concerned that she was going to violate my rights if she talked to me instead of talking to my attorney, because I'm obviously just too dull, right? I'm too dim-witted to understand what she's trying to talk to me about, or anything like that. Ultimately, I'm just interested in what kind of deal she's wanting to offer on these bogus charges, right? And that's ultimately how 99% of criminal cases are solved. So for anybody who's just joining, the rest was silent, huh? Angel, did anybody else have Huh, nobody else heard anything. Okay. Well, give me a second. Let me try to find out why that is. Because that's weird. You guys are seeing this. This is it right here. Hold on. Why don't you want to talk to me in person? Any conversations that we have with you alone. Can everybody hear that fine right now? Can everybody let me know in the comments? Okay. Well, we'll keep playing it then. I'm Prosecutor. Everybody will see you or will have a Zoom hearing November 7th, I believe is the initial hearing. Well, Nina, you don't have to worry about violating my rights anymore. You've already done that. And also, you are a prosecutor, so we can just talk right now. What do you want to do with this case? What do you want to do with this case? I'm Prosecutor. So at that point, she hangs up. So if anybody couldn't hear it after that, that's why. She hung up the phone. So she didn't want me to talk to her. She doesn't want to talk to me about anything. And ultimately, I'm just interested in what she thinks is appropriate for these bogus charges. I mean, if you're going to charge me with felony stalking, certainly she should know what she thinks is the appropriate punishment. But I don't think that they're even gonna. I don't know how far this is gonna go. I think that it might end up being dismissed on the 7th. We'll see. But this really shows. I mean, they really don't want to talk to me. They want me to spend a lot of money on an attorney. I'm certainly I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna play it by ear. But this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. A felony stalking case, and I already went to jail for it. By the way, just so everybody knows, I did go to jail for this charge. And I actually think that we can bring up the time that I went to jail. I was out cop watching with a guy who runs a channel named Gem City News, okay? And Gem City News captured the arrest that they did of me, and he uploaded it to YouTube. So if anybody hasn't heard of him, you're going to want to go and check him out. I'm going to show you here in just a second the footage from that. Here we are. All right. So as you guys can see, the title is "They Arrest This Guy on Site." Now this is not me, as y'all can tell. There's a lack of hair here, so that's definitely not me.
There across the street, I don't know if you can make him out, but we've got Henry, the Indiana sweatshirt.
I do not.
guys are like, hell yeah, let's go get him.
No, we're on pursuit. We just got a thing on you today about that. You just like you think I did.
So what's he arresting you for?
Yeah, what are you arresting him for?
They really just don't.
He
like
asked the
me.
question.
They say they're trying to confirm a warrant.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're all right. I thought we took care of all the warrants.
There's just issues. Yeah, I take my man. I'll put it back in your pocket.
They put me in the back of that squad car, and I'm a bigger guy, you know, and that's that space in there was about, I'm telling you, it would be hard to fit a mouse in there, you know, and they stuffed me in there. You know, you can barely even see me in there. It's so, you know, it's so, gosh, that's messed up. But I'm telling you, so I went to jail and I served a little bit of time for that. Went to court the next day from jail, video court. And I told the judge, he asked if I wanted a public defender. I said, I'd like to talk to the prosecutor and see what this is all about in the first place. The judge said, okay. The prosecutor didn't have an argument with that. And so I gave him a call. I reached out just like I said I would. And this is the response that I get. So, but anyways, guys, then after I got arrested for that, a warrant was issued for me out of Vigo County, which is where I was arrested here. They drove me over to Vermilion County because it's the county over. And then Vigo County issued a warrant. And they issued a warrant that appeared before I was released from jail. Even though I was released, I had a warrant out for me. Well, anyways, the Vigo County warrant got dropped because we entered into an agreement. And I want to show you guys the agreement just for full transparency purposes. So let me pull that up on the screen. So this is it here. They offered us this and they said, if you sign this, we'll drop the warrant and then I'll go through it and we'll talk about what we discussed with the state. So it's a pretrial diversion agreement. So we're diverting trial, we're diverting everything. So the state of Indiana, by Deputy Prosecuting Attorney for Vigo County, Indiana, and the defendant submit the following agreement pursuant to whatever for the court's approval as follows. The state agrees to withhold prosecution and to dismiss the case listed above at the expiration of this 180-day agreement. If the defendant fulfills the terms set forth in Section 3 of this agreement, however, However, the defendant's failure to comply with any of the conditions of this agreement, including timely payment of all fees and costs, may result in the state proceeding with the prosecution. And by the way, I want to point it out. That term may result is key there. So, the defendant agrees to work faithfully and at suitable employment, seek such employment if unemployed, or pursue a course of study or vocational training that will assist the defendant in finding suitable employment. Well, that's fortunate because even if I didn't have suitable employment, which I do, you all already know I pursue a course of study. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm just kidding. But we talked to them and they said that YouTube is a suitable employment. So we got that covered. So 2, commit no criminal offenses for the duration of this 180-day program from the date of this agreement and notify the prosecutor's office of any criminal charges or arrests, excluding traffic infractions. In short, obey all local, state, and federal laws. All right, so then they want us to pay $334 in fees. So we'll do that. Hopefully, we can do that. And then 4, comply with all rules of the program. Failure to comply may result in termination, and defendant understands that he or she will not be reimbursed for the pretrial diversion fee if the defendant is terminated from the program. 5, notify the Vigo County Prosecutor's Office of any change of address. 6, waive my rights under the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the state of Indiana to a speedy trial. No, I didn't really look at that part. I don't know why we're doing that. Let's see. Let's read that. This is the agreement that I signed into, guys. This is why you really don't even really want to mess with the state. They'll have you doing all of this stuff. So the undersigned defendant here, and I understand that I have against me the defendant for the purpose of Criminal Rule 4 and tolling of the statute of limitations during the period of time in which the agreement remains in full force and effect. More simply stated, I agree that the state of Indiana can proceed with prosecution if the case against me at any time during the period of deferral for a violation of the terms of our agreement, and I agree to waive any statute that may have barred the state from doing so. Okay. Well, it says something that's blacked out. I guess it's my name. And then constitutional rights to a speedy trial under both the U.S. and Indiana constitutions are here, and I hereby expressly waive these rights. Further, I waive as defense to any reinstated charges which might be brought against me due to a violation of any terms of this agreement, the periods of limitation in IC code, whatever. Okay, so they're just saying that basically that at some point in this agreement, the statute of limitations could come into effect, and that if they decide to prosecute, that we're not going to be able to say, well, the statute of limitations passed, so we don't want them prosecuting. So that's the agreement I entered into in Vigo County. The court approved it, it looks like, and we got a date set for 6 months from now. We're going to go to court. We're going to get the case dismissed, and we will be thinking about what we're going to do as a next step after that to hold them accountable. And Lake County, I think everybody should have seen it. If you didn't see it on my YouTube, on both my YouTubes, I released the arrest of myself and my buddy Ty in Lake County, Indiana. His charge is already dismissed. It looks like my charge is going to be dismissed shortly, maybe in the next around 6 months as well, shortly after this next one gets dismissed. And we will be launching a lawsuit into them actually very shortly. So we're moving things along, guys. I know it looks like we've kind of been sitting back, not doing a lot of work. There's a reason for that. It's because these deferral agreements that we've entered into. Now, obviously, we picked up a new felony stalking charge. Move is on Lake County. We'll see what they want to do. Obviously, that was a violation of the terms of that pretrial diversion agreement that we had with them. But the thing is now we have the video of what they did to us. I'm not really going to comment too much on what happened in the video or anything like that. But if you'd like to see it, it's on the channel. It's on both my main channels, Hendry and Craig Hendry. And, yeah, I mean, it's up to them what they want to do there in Lake County. If they want to take it to trial, we'll take it to trial there, because obviously, pretrial diversions aren't admissions of guilt. They are simply agreements that, if you don't break the law, the prosecutor doesn't prosecute. In this case, since we have footage, it might benefit the prosecutor just to maintain his course and not prosecute. So, guys, that's what's going on with me. We have got court in Boyd County, Kentucky October 23rd. So if anybody'd like to come out there and see me in court in Boyd County, Kentucky, that would really be awesome. The prosecution team, I think, doesn't know what to do out there either. We're going to see what they decide to do. Kentucky's a little different. Pretrial diversions aren't as common. I don't even know if they exist in the same format that they do in Indiana, in the format in which I don't have to agree that I broke the law in any way. And so if they don't agree in that sense, we might be looking at a jury trial in that case. That's a Class A misdemeanor. The max sentence is up to a year in the Boyd County jail. That is a pretty dangerous jail over there. We are going to be keeping you all updated on that. Look for a live stream on that on Monday. Then on November 7th in Vermilion County, we have got 2 court hearings. Anybody wants to come out to that in Vermilion County, Indiana? That's in Newport, Indiana. We're going to be out there, trying to fight organized crime, trying to fight abuses of power, and trying to advocate for everybody's rights to investigate and hold accountable the people that take their tax dollars and supposedly serve them. So with that being said, everybody, like, share, and subscribe to this page. Like and share the video. We will see you all in the next one.